We have all seen the types of videos on TikTok that depict people not over their ex, or how many people they're pursuing romantically, or how they don't feel any type of romantic feelings for anybody else anymore, which a lot of people can relate to, in that they're all cynical and hopeless about love. Bell Hooks explains how the younger generation is cynical about love in her book, All About Love, which has been circled around on TikTok, ironically. And in the book, she explains that people lie and that they betray, which causes generations to cycle into hopelessness in the matters of love. She quotes, "Widespread cultural acceptance of lying is a primary reason many of us will never know love. It is impossible to nurture one's own or another spiritual growth when the core of one's being and identity is rooted in secrecy and lies. We all know that our modern generation is fond of lying of our true intentions in love, especially when we use it to gain validation. I dive into this concept as men lying about their height on dating apps to gain women's validation. Men think that this will make them gain love, acceptance, or just a one-night stand, but usually it fails. With the internet, it is extremely difficult to not compare yourself to other people, but everyone on the internet is putting a persona and it is all controlled to look in a certain way for, once again, validation. People put on fake personas on the internet for people to fall in love with, and they will never truly know the person. Bell Hook puts this nicely in her book. To know love, we have to tell the truth to ourselves and to others. Creating a false self to mask fears and insecurities has become so common that many of us forget who we are and what we feel underneath the pretense. To add on to this quote, many people will find love using an alternate persona per se, but the person they're pursuing will fall in love with someone who isn't them. In the long term, this will fail because it is an act, not a reality. So, in conclusion, this book is very, very, very good in terms of self-reflecting yourself in the matters of love and your cycles and your actions and why you see people in the way you want to see them, not how they truly are. A lot of this kind of links to Sigmund Freud, and how Freud says that people look for their dads in boyfriends and how they look for their moms and girlfriends, etc., vice versa. And Bell Hooks talks about this in her book as well, about how she married someone that was like her father, or what her father lacked, or what his father was mostly of, kind of. So I really like this book because I felt like I was getting my ass whooped about my love life and how I kind of failed, and kind of mostly everything is my fault and my patterns and my actions, but especially about how this generation and her generation viewed love more of a thing to have and not a thing to be in or flow, and how usually we force people to be people that, how do I say this, how we force people to be the people we want them to be in our imaginations, but usually cannot be true because that person is its own person with its own cycles, own definitions, own all that mess. So I really recommend this book for a lot of us to just self-reflect and to critical think about the actions we do and how we get the results that we try to avoid the most, but we usually end up getting anyways. So, yeah, pretty good.